Hi, Monica.
Hi.
Okay, we are live. I'm going to go ahead and mute everyone. And Cantor, if you could just unmute yourself after we mute everyone. Tov. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. What a week. What an amazing week. This is my favorite Shabbos of the year. This is a Shabbat Tshuva, the Shabbat in between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. There always is a Shabbat in between, and it is called Shabbat Tshuva. And it is an important Shabbat in that we reflect. So we'll talk more about that tomorrow at services at 10. But we'll explore some of those themes tonight. But want to wish you most importantly a Shana Tova Umetuka, and then our greeting changes to Gamar Chatima Tova. May you be signed and sealed in the book of life. My assumption always going forward, at least from Shabbat Tshuva, is that we already are. We should have the assumption and live as though we have been accepted into the book of life. How would you behave if you knew that you could get everything in the world that you wanted? How would you behave today if you knew you were going to win the lottery tomorrow of $10 million and all your dreams can come true? How would you live today? And that's how we should live, as though all our dreams are already true. We start our services on page 16 with Shalom Aleichem.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 la. Shalom Aleichem, Malchei Hasharet, Malchei Elyon. Mimelech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bohem l'shalom, Malchei HaShalom, Malchei Elyon. Mimelech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Barchuni l'shalom, Malchei HaShalom, Malchei Elyon. Mimelech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seichem l'shalom, Malchei HaShalom, Malchei Elyon. Mimelech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la.
I got excited, Cantor, and I started clapping way off beat, but it was muted. Nobody could hear, so I just kept pushing through. Maybe it's a lesson that I could learn through the years, that even if we're off beat, we should continue to sing the music that inspires us. So we turn now to 38, which is Lecha Dodi. And just on the side, as we welcome in the Sabbath bride, one of the things that we do on a regular Shabbos is we set the table. We set the table and it's beautiful. It's like it's our altar, a place where we invite, certainly, God willing, soon enough, that we will be able to invite friends over again to our homes for a Shabbat meal. But we also on Sunday evening, after you have your Sudam Mafseket, after you have your last meal before the fast, it is customary to set the table just with a white tablecloth, as though we are preparing for the meal. So it's a tradition. If you are interested, you set the table. And it's just beautiful to have a beautiful set table. You don't have to put the plates or anything out, just a nice tablecloth out in a way in which to greet the new year, but obviously to greet Yom Kippur. We continue with Lecha Dodi on page 38.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. 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 Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad. Ishmi'anu el ha'me'echad. Adonai echad u'shemo echad. L'shem tiferet v'litila. Lecha dodi likrat kala. Penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala. Penei Shabbat nekabela. Please rise. Boi v'shalom ateret ba'ala. Gam b'simcha u'v'sachala. Toch emunei am segula. Boi chala, boi chala. Lecha dodi likrat kala. Penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala. Penei Shabbat nekabela.
While we're standing, why don't we turn to page 50 for the Baruch Hu.
Really, Rabbi?
Should I say something?
Are we doing the Baruch Hu, Rabbi?
Yeah, let's do it.
You got it. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai. Hamevorach Baruch Adonai Hamevorach Le'olam Va'ed Hamevorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Praised are you, Lord our God, ruler of the universe, who brings on the dusk of evening. We continue with Ma'ariv Aravim.
El Chai v'Kayam Tamidim lo chaleinu le'olam va'ed Baruch atah Adonai Amariv Aravim. Amen.
On page 52, may your love never depart from us. Praised are you, O Lord, bestower of love upon your people, Israel.
Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael amchavta Torah u'mitzvot hukim u'mishpatim otanu limadeta al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shachbeinu u'v'kumeinu nasiach behukecha v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha u'v'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu u'vahem negei yomam v'layla ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu u'vahem negei yomam v'layla ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu uvahem negei yomam v'layla ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu uvahem negei yomam v'layla ve'avatecha al tasir mimenu le'olamim Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael. Amen. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, v'chol levavcha, u'v'chol nafshecha, u'v'chol me'otecha, V'hayu hadibarim ha'eleh asher anochi metzavecha hayom alevavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha u'v'lechtecha b'derech u'shachbecha u'v'kumecha u'kshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu l'totafot b'einecha u'ktavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha.
The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Speak to the children of Israel and bid them that they make fringes in the corner of their garments throughout their generations, putting upon the fringes of each corner a thread of blue. When you look upon the fringes, you will be reminded of all the commandments of the Lord and obey them. You will not be led astray by the inclination of your heart or by the attraction of your eyes. Thus will you be reminded to fulfill all my commandments and be consecrated to your God. I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I, the Lord, am your God."
Leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kedoshim le'Elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem emet.
Help us, O God, to lie down in peace and awaken us to life on the morrow. We turn now to page 64 for Vishamru, but before we rise, I just wanted to share another reason why this Shabbat is so important to me. Years ago, when I was younger and when I started to observe Judaism a little more, I always thought of Yom Kippur as a tough day, a sad day, a hard day of fasting. It always seemed to be a burden. It was a day that I looked upon as that it was going to come, and it was almost a sense of heaviness. I say almost doom. It was coming. And then at some point, I made a decision to change my attitude around it when I read this beautiful, beautiful midrash that Yom Kippur, when the Messiah comes or when the days of redemption come, it will be a day like Purim, Kippurim. Yom Kippur will be a day like Yom Ki in Hebrew is like, in Purim is obviously Purim. So you say Kippurim, and it will be a day like Purim. If you know, Purim is a day of great joy, great happiness. In fact, when Adar comes, we are to increase joy. We are to get happy. We are to almost, it's so strong that we are almost to fake it until we make it. If you're feeling a little down, you should act as though you are truly happy. And I started that tradition in my home and in my life on Shabbat Shuvah, which starts tonight, that I increase my happiness and joy. Aren't we lucky that we have a new year in front of us with possibility, with excitement, and with everything? It is truly a new year. And I'm choosing today to start looking through the lens of joy. I wish you all a Shana Tova. So the reason I say this right now is that on page 160 or on page 64, we have the Shamru, so we rise, and it is, at least in our shul, a really exciting and joyful song.
Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et Shabbat la'asod et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et Shabbat la'asod et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam, oti le'olam, oti le'olam. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et Shabbat la'asod et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai, asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz veshamru B'nei Yisrael et Shabbat la'asod et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asod et ha-Shabbat, l'dorotam berit olam.
With motion brings emotion, so we continue standing for the Ma'ariv Amida on page 69. We use this for meditation, for a moment of prayer, and obviously as we welcome in the sanctity of the Sabbath.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agita hilatecha. Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your glory.
Grant abundant and lasting peace to your people Israel and to all who dwell the earth. For you are the supreme sovereign over all peace. May it please you to bless your people Israel in every season and in every hour with your peace. Praise you, O Lord, bestower of peace upon your people Israel.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon l'chol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon l'chol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov be'enecha levarech et amcha Yisrael. B'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
You may be seated. We offer at this point prayers for those who are in need of healing spiritually, mentally, physically. If you could please put the names of those who are in need of healing in the chat. That way we can see as a community who needs our support, and the prayers we offer will be truly felt. We continue with Misha Berach.
Misha Berach Avotenu Makor habracha limotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishaberach imotenu, makor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
May God send a speedy recovery for those in need, and let us all say, Amen. In the 11th century, a rabbi by the name of Abraham ibn Ezra, one of the great philosophers, astrologers, poets, a man, I guess this is the golden age of rabbis in Spain. This was truly even before the time a Renaissance man had his hands in just about every aspect of thought. He's so well known that we study him today as far as his commentaries are concerned regarding our Torah, our Tanakh, all of our holy books. In fact, something very powerful happened this morning at the memorial for Ruth Bader Ginsburg. His name was used in the capital of the United States, and his commentary was uttered in that great hall. The commentary was on Tzedek Tzedek Tirdof, and the rabbi said that this is something that she upheld and quoted Rabbi Ibn Ezra, saying that this is something that has to be done. Tzedek Tzedek Tirdof, justice, justice, you shall pursue. That it says Tzedek Tzedek twice, because you have to do it every single day. What an amazing moment. I could only imagine that a rabbi 900 years ago thinking that his words were going to be uttered in the most amazing hall in the United States of America, something that he could have never imagined. And another amazing thing happened. A rabbi who 50 years ago, at least in the conservative movement, and 60 years ago in the reform movement, wouldn't have even been a rabbi, a woman rabbi, stood before the entire nation, sung Hebrew in front of the entire nation. And not only that, for those of you who may have heard that this morning, I don't know if you did, she sang a Hasidic niggun, a little Hasidic melody in front of the entire country. I'll speak more about this on Yom Kippur Day, but I wanted to say that this is truly a moment that happens because we in the United States came here and live in a country in which Jews can really go to the top. A powerful, powerful moment in our history happened this morning. And I just wanted to say that it is truly amazing. We are such a lucky people to be here, to be now in this country and be able to live our lives the way we live. Besides everything that is going on right now, we as Jews have made it in this country, and it is something we can never forget. I am just filled with emotions and gratitude that the words of our sages, the words of Torah, and the words of our great, great leadership continues to be heard in our country. And I'll just finalize with this, is that our Torah has something relevant to say today, as it did 900 years ago, as it did 2,000 years ago, and as it did 4,000 years ago. And I know it will continue to have relevance in 900 years and in 4,000 years. And we, as a people, are a part of that. We should continue honoring that by continuing to teach not only our children the importance of Torah, but teaching our brothers and sisters and teaching our parents as best as we can, and those who went before us, and our family members and friends, what the Torah has to offer. And that we offer in memory, certainly of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, but more importantly, I think, as the fact that we as Jews are truly here and we have something to say. Shabbat Shalom. We continue with our Aleinu on page 118.
Please rise if you're able. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula leotzer breshit, shelo asanu kagoye haratzot, velo samanu kemishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, vegor aleinu kechol hamonam, va'anachnu korim, umishtachavim umodim, Lifnei melech, malchei hamelachim, hakadosh baruch hu, shehu notei shamayim ve'osed haaretz, u'moshav yikaro b'shamayim im ha'al, u'shlinatu zo, begavhei meromim, hu Eloheinu ein od. Emet malkeinu efesulato, kakatu betorato, v'yadata hayom v'hashevota elevavecha, ki Adonai hu ha'Elohim, v'shamayim im ha'al, ve'al ha'aretz, mitachat, Einod.
For sovereignty is yours, and to all eternity you will reign in glory, as it is written in your Torah. The Lord shall reign forever and ever, and it has been foretold, the Lord shall be sovereign over all the earth. On that day, the Lord shall be one, and shall be acclaimed as one.
Kakatuv b'Toratecha, Adonai imloch le'olam v'hed, v'nehemar, v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol ha'aretz, v'yom hahu, yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo echad.
May the memories which we cherish and lovingly now recall inspire us to live, that we too may bequeath a heritage of precious memories to those whom we shall leave behind. If you are mourning or observing Yortzeit, please rise. This week's Yortzeits: Elmer Grossman, father of Linda Stilson; Brian Balter, cousin of Brett Craidman; Reuven Resnick, father of Joanne Resnick Arnold; Hilda Stein, mother of Gary Stein; Faye Amster, mother of Arlene Soretsky; Erlich Grigsby III, brother of Ivan Madoff; Marilyn Friedman, grandmother of Stephanie Stelnick; Yechezkel Hopman, father of Reuben Hopman; and we are in the Shloshim of Stuart Miller, father of Laura Ginsburg. The Mourner's Kaddish can be found on page 124. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah, ve'amad divra chirutei ve'amlich malchutei, v'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael, v'gala v'zman kariv v'imru, amen. Yehei shmei Rabbam v'rach le'olam u'mei omaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha b'rechu. La'ela mikol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran bi'ama v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Osei shalom ben Ramav, kuya asei shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. May God, who makes harmony and peace in the heights, grant us harmony and peace here for us, for all Israel and all humankind, and let us all say, amen. I want to wish you a Shana Tova, obviously a Shabbat Shalom. We have services tomorrow at 10. Please join us on Facebook for that. And then, of course, You have two options on, what is it? It's already Sunday night. You can join us streaming or in person outside for Kol Nidre. That starts at 5:45. And then, of course, streaming services on Yom Kippur itself, two sections. One is starting at 10 and going for a little while. Or we're hoping to be done by around 12:30 Jewish time. But then we will start back up at 6 o'clock on Monday, late afternoon, evening for Ne'ilah, and join us there as well on streaming. Yasher Koach to you, Cantor. Thank you for leading us this evening. We'll conclude our service with Kiddush, which can be found on page 90. Please rise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'avav ratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit. Ki hu yom techila lamigrae kodesh, zecher letziat mitzrayim, ki vanu v'acharta, ve'otanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha, ve'ahava u'ratzon, hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. L'chaim. Shabbat shalom lekulam.